Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We're going to be looking at some value wines called Sand Point Family Vineyards. Now, I was first introduced to these wines when I tried their Pinot Noir. They're all $10, which is really cool. And at $10, I thought their Pinot Noir was probably one of the best values I've tried in a long time. So, thanks to Matthew, he gave me the rest of their lineup, and we're going to review them today. So, let's get started right away. Sand Point Family Vineyards Sauvignon Blanc, Lodi, California, 2018. And this again rolls in at $10. Excuse me. Now, as all of you know, at least those of you who have watched my program, and by the way, I want to thank you for supporting me. I'm getting more and more subscribers. Thank you very much. I had a list of subscribers, which I'll mention on my next video, which is going to be an interview with Tim Clark. It'll be really interesting to do that episode. But anyway, getting more and more subscribers. I really appreciate it, you guys, and I will give you a shout out in the next episode. I just left the sheet of paper with the names on it. So we get on the nose. As you know, my point is, for those of you like this shirt, by the way. So we had an 80s sort of day where I work because the owner of the store had been the owner for 40 years. So we did a little celebration. I bought this shirt. A lot of people liked it. So I thought, this would be kind of cool. You know, I'm not just going to do one shot and then put it in the closet and forget about it. This would be a great shirt for YouTube. You let me know. What do you think? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Anyway, for those of you who have watched my show many times, you know that I'm very fussy about Sauvignon Blanc. And I am. I like a lot of Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand. I have trouble with some from California. And Washington State, I'm very selective about those Sauvignon Blancs. I have a particular frame of mind for what I expect out of the Sauvignon Blanc. And I don't know, what do you expect? In fact, make a comment. What do you expect when you buy a Sauvignon Blanc and you bring it home? What are you looking for? What qualities? Do you like high acidity? Do you like more fruit? Do you like to be dry, a little sweeter? What do you like with your Sauvignon Blanc? Anyway, Sand Point Family Vineyards Sauvignon Blanc, $10. Let's see what we get on the nose. So I get what you would expect, a little bit of grapefruit and grapefruit pith with a little bit of melon coming through. Now I'd expect out of Lodi to be a little bit more fruit forward. Lodi is a hotter region. Just curious about the alcohol content on this one. 13%, not bad. They probably picked it a little bit early. Get a little bit of coconut meat, which is very common. I get that a lot in Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Almost forgot Meg. Very surprisingly good quality Sauvignon Blanc. This fits right into the realm where I'm looking for. Good acidity, nice and dry, has some fruit notes. Get like a white grapefruit meat on the palate. A little touch of grass, not a lot. And grass is not uncommon in a fresh cut grass is not uncommon in a Sauvignon Blanc. Nice dry finish, not super complex, but that's what you expect for $10. I know it's even hard now to find a New Zealand Sauv Blanc for $10. You used to find quite a few of them, but it's so much harder anymore. I'm liking the Sauv Blanc. Solid fruit, nice and dry, nice and crisp, fresh, good acidity. I give no bubble gum on this at all, which is a very common thing in white wines. It's kind of off-putting to me. I don't like to get too much bubble gum in my white wines. Solid. Little bit of a lemon citrus coming through on the finish. I mean, this is a great, you could have the Sauv Blanc with mussels, clams, oysters. You know, you could do it, go good with white fish. solid $10 Sauvignon Blanc, Lodi, Sand Point Family Vineyards. I'm going to go B-. I think it's a solid Sauvignon Blanc for 10 bucks. QPR, quality to price ratio, I'd be hard pressed to find better than that. Just saying, nice job, guys. Now, let's move on to their the 2018 Sand Point Family Vineyards Chardonnay, California. So it means they can source it from anywhere in California. $10. There you go. This is kind of like doing a review of Kirkland wines. I had a good recommendation from one of my viewers to say, why don't you do a few of the Costco wines? And I think I'm giving that some serious thought. So this is Chardonnay. Let's see what we get on the nose. Get a little of that kind of a oak dust sort of thing. Because what they can do to make some of the less expensive Chardonnays have that oaky thing, they can take a bag of oak dust and dip it into the wine. They can take oak chips and put the wine on oak chips. They can take staves, little spindly staves, and they put them in the neutral barrels with the Chardonnay to give it that oaky flavor. Or, you get more expensive, they use new oak barrels or 1-year-old barrels to give it the oak flavor. This smells to me like it might have had a bag of oak dust dipped into the barrel to give it that oak flavor, or oak chips. You get kind of that fakey baking spice thing. It has a buttery kind of oaky smell to it, but like I said, for some reason I'm just as many as I've smelled and compared and all that, you can really tell when it has either oak chips or bags of oak dust. That's okay with me. I understand you're only charging $10 for this wine and you're trying to hit a flavor profile for the consumer. So, and most consumers, let me tell you, you guys would not know the difference between a bag of oak dust, oak chips, oak spindles. But has it kind of buttery bacon spice. Let's see what we get on the palate. Not too bad. Now that doesn't come across as much as the nose as far as a fakey oak aromas. I don't say fake because it really is oak dust, but I think you get my point. This has now this is fairly cold, and I've always told you I review wines the way I think most consumers are going to drink them. I don't know, there's a few of you out there, and shout out to you that drink them closer to room temperature, but I would say probably 85 to 90% of consumers drink their white wines cold. So I want to review them the way you're going to get them. I hope you understand that. Do you agree with that? Is that what you like to see? A little bit of pear, a little bit of apple. There's that baking spice component that comes through. Not quite as obvious as the nose, as far as what I consider, the oak powder, oak chip, that sort of thing. A little bit of butter coming through on the backside. Actually, the finish is fairly decently long. I think for an inexpensive $10 Chardonnay, this is not bad. I have a few of my favorites that I point my customers to, and this would be one I'd say, yeah, go ahead and buy this if you want a little bit of oakiness, a little bit of butter, a little bit of that baking spice thing. What I like about this one too, there's a little bit of a fig component on the backside, little touch of citrus, but not very much. This has good balance. I think for $10, it's a winner. A little bit of golden color to it. Not bad, simple, easy to drink Chardonnay. I'm going to go C+. Not bad. I like the Sauvignon Blanc a little better as far as that goes, but still, for C+ Chardonnay for $10, that's pretty good. Now, we're going to move on to the Sand Point Family Vineyards 2016 Merlot Clarksburg, and this again rolls in at $10. Crazy pricing. I mean, really. Now we're getting into an area Merlot from at $10. Now, believe it or not, there's a few Merlot that I turn people to that are in that price range. I've never tried this one before, so I'm curious what we're going to get. Let's see what we get on the nose. Kind of a weird, strange nose on this one. My first thought was black tea. I'm getting a little bit of root beer coming through on the nose, which is interesting. Black tea root beer. Some dark cherry notes, maybe a little bit of currant. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very interesting nose. I mean, you get that root beer, you get that tea, you get that kind of currant and cherry thing coming through. I think the root beer kind of throws me off. But definitely some root beer coming through there. Let's see what we get on the palate. Definitely cherry fruit. Solid, front to back. Cherries, cherries, cherries. There's just a tiny, tiny hit of root beer underneath. And a little bit of black tea, but very faint. It's just solid cherry fruit. Now, let's just put it this way. I don't feel like this is a fake Merlot. I don't think it's classic Merlot from Washington State or classic Merlot from Napa Valley. But there's nothing wrong with it. It is just if you popped and poured this wine, they're all screw cap, stealth enclosure, and I mean for $10, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to write home to mom about it, right? You're not going to write your sister and say, hey, I've got the best Merlot I've ever had in my life, and it's only $10. If you're saying that, you may need to try different Merlot. But I think for $10, this is very, very solid juice. You just get that cherry fruit. It's not complex. You're not expecting complexity for $10, but it is good. It is just a solid, delicious little Merlot. Black tea, right on the back end. The finish is just slightly thin, but not terribly thin. I don't feel it watered down. Yeah, I'm going to go C plus B minus on that Merlot. I'm very impressed with that effort. Let's move on. 2016, Sand Point Family Vineyards, Cabernet Sauvignon, Lodi, California. $10. Pretty cool. I mean, don't you get excited when you can run across $10 wines that are, you know, pretty decent? I do. That's kind of what I'm all about, in a way. Let's see what we get on those. Sand Point Family Vineyards. Sand Point Family Vineyards. Pinot Noir. Cabernet Sauvignon. Oh. Okay. Now, I've said this before. I don't know if you remember. But I really don't like it when I get clams on the nose. And this has clams all day. I mean, I love clams. I mean, my dad used to say when I was a little kid, I'd eat a ton of clams when they'd have a little clam bake. I'd eat more than anybody else. I love clams. This smells like a pot of steamed clams. Maybe it's off-putting to me. I like to smell clams when I'm eating the things, not when I'm smelling a wine. But I mean, seriously, if you want to, and you know, you can debate with me. I don't mind. I have thick skin. I have my take on it, and it's clams. And I think I've mentioned this before. A lot of people that I'm tasting wines with, sales reps or whatever, they come to my office and they taste wines and I say, I smell clams on them. They're having trouble wrapping their brain around that. Maybe they don't eat enough clams. But, you know, go to a restaurant, you know, you buy that little bucket of clams and you eat it. You know, this smells exactly like that. With maybe just a touch of black tea. Let's see what we get on the palate. This has a little green element underneath, like slough leaf, maybe. Not black, we have slough leaf, blackberry leaf sort of thing underneath. There's definitely currants. No clam on the palate, thank God. Very thin. Actually, the Merlot is a little heavier than this one. Get a little tobacco on the backside, but very simple. Like I said, it's $10. I think it's not a terrible cab for 10 bucks. I think it's reasonably good. I don't like the nose at all. I would suggest that if you grab this wine and you want to see if you can smell clams, good for you. Don't worry, it's not on the palate, which is a good thing. I get that kind of ripe currant, old ripe currant jelly on the backside. Not super excited about this. It's real simple, easy. I think for 10 bucks, we did a bottom shelf cab. I actually like the Barefoot a little bit better than this, and I think it was around the same price. I'm not sure. This is not off-putting except for the nose, so I'm going to go C minus C. I think it's okay for $10, but you can do better than that. For maybe just a couple bucks more, you can get a lot more complexity and all that. Anyway, Sand Point Family Vineyard wines, 3 out of 4 were, I think, exceptional for the money. Even the cab, I wouldn't feel bad about selling that to somebody. I just tell them don't smell it unless you like clams. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch. I really appreciate it. I hope I'm helping you in some way in your purchasing of wine to avoid some of those wines that maybe are too much, or to find these value wines. I really appreciate the support. Like I said, I'm getting more and more subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.